Welcome and joining us again at Daily Zohar. I forgot what we were doing. At Daily Zohar, the shiur is dedicated for the refuah shlema of Chaim Yitzchak Kadesh ben Devorah, Achamim ben Larissa, and all other sick people that needs refuah and tefillah, and for the Atzlacha, Shefa, for all our supporters, especially Fegel Sarah Bat Reuven Lev, have Anasa, Revacha, Shefa. Again, I would like to remind you, if you want to ask any questions, make any comments, you can reach us at rabbigaon@gmail.com, and you can log also to our website, Yeshiva, Etzion, etzion.com. The Zohar says, Shesh shanim ya'avod. A person would work for 6 years. What does it mean? Mishum shekol ben Israel, every Jewish male, shenimol, that has a circumcision, yesh bo roshem kadosh, there is a holy imprint in him. And anyone like this, yesh lo menucha b'shmita, during the sabbatical year, he rests. Sabbatical year is very vague for city dwellers or city slickers. But if you live, for example, in Israel, you live in a moshav or in a kibbutz, it takes a whole different meaning. They really just maintain the land, they don't work it, and dedicate the whole entire year for learning. The sabbatical year at previous generations was a tremendous test where you would require to do many things. Among them is to believe that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to give you enough on the 6th year to last you for the 6th, for the 7th, and throughout the 8th year to have enough produce and enough, the land would, of course you will have to preserve food and know the art of preservation, using, pressure cookers, whatever they used over there, or dehydrators. Ain't a lot of beef jerky. But is a tremendous thing. There's a lot of things. The whole issue of Shemitah, excuse me, we'll see what it has to do. Why this is why Shemitah and all, and Shabbat as well, is very difficult to some people to accept and to deal with, and we'll see exactly why. And it says here, every Jew has Shemitah, ki shelo hi Shemitah zu lanuach ba. That Shemitah was given to him to rest. The land, yes, scientifically you would say, well, we let the land rest, the land can rejuvenate, and so on and so forth. But, what do I need to rejuvenate the earth? I can just compost and forget about chemicals, just compost the land, it will be fine. No, let it rest. Some cultures had it also. But here we let the land rest for a year. Is it to let the land rest, or there's something greater than that? Something deeper than that? That's what the Zohar comes to tell us. Yes, we can say it's to let the land to rejuvenate and so on and so forth. But there's something much greater than that. And it says, V'yesh ba kmo Shabbat. And it says, and it's like Shabbat. And for the land, it's called Shabbat ha'aretz. As much as a person, a human, has the 6 days and then on Shvi'i he rests, on Shabbat he rests, the land also, 6 years is the 6 parallel to the 6 days of work, and on the 7th year the land rests. So it's the Shabbat of the land. And it says for sure, Cherut yesh ba, there is freedom in that. You see that free men can rest. If you're a slave, you have to work all the time. Therefore, which we said many times before, unfortunately, most people are not aware of that, nor they want to admit to it, that through the Torah, the introduction of the concept of freedom came throughout Shabbat. Shabbat, when a person keeps Shabbat, he first of all and utmost makes an announcement or a statement that he is a free man. In the old world, when there was the city-state, and every city was like a state by itself, you had to work for your landlord all the time. Here we're saying no. There is a higher authority. I'm a free man, and on Shabbat I don't work. So Shabbat is revolutionary in fact that it introduces the concept of freedom to the world. It's a very mind-boggling thing that Chas v'Shalom to think the Jews like to oppress people. On the contrary, it's not true. Judaism is all about freedom. Kachi Shmita. This is Shmita also. Menuchat hakol. Menucha laruach velaguf. Shmita is a rest for the body and the soul. Come and see. Hashem menucha shel ha'elyonim v'atachtonim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is what we rest on in Shamayim and in here. Mishum zeh yesh Hashem Elyona v'Hashem Tachtona. There's different interactions. Menuchat ha'elyonim, there's a rest of how they rest in Shamayim, and there's a way to rest here on the earth. It's different because we have different jobs. Menuchat ha'elyonim, right, is the secret of Sheva Shanim, Sheva Pe'amim. 7 years, 7 times. V'Hashem Tachtona, the Menucha, the secret of the 7 Shanim is only 7 years here. So when we count 7 years, 7 times, that's called the Jubilee year, and we're going to talk about it now. And the Sheva Shanim here is called Shemitah, and the 7 times 7, that's the Jubilee year, it's called Yovel. When we look at these things, the Zohar says, we see it's all one concept. There's no difference between Shemitah and Yovel, or Shemitah, Shabbat, and Yovel. It's all one concept. And it says, because of that, it says, V'shavta ha'aretz. V'shavta, not that he went on a strike. Menucha, a rest, Menuchat ha'aretz. Also, the slaves needs to be b'menucha. Tzechim avadim liyot b'menucha. And because of that, b'shvi'i yatsa chofshi lechinam. In those days, when slaves were the power of economy, a slave, what we know happens to him in Shvi'it, goes free. There's no such thing as eternal slave. Even the one who says, I like my master, I don't want to go back home, and we put his ear on, we slit his ear, he also goes free. When does he go free? In Yovel. He goes free in Yovel. There's no such thing as forever slave. And those who want to enslave you are usually those who don't believe in God. You cannot stay a slave forever because you don't belong to a human or to anything else. You're God's property. And that's how the Brit Milah comes about. There is that stamp on you. You know, like almost branding, let's put it this way. When they do to animals, they brand the animals. It belongs to this ranch. That quote-unquote branding is the Brit Milah that we do. You are God's property. And as such, on the 7th year, you go away. Why you go away? Because I'm God. I told you that. You got to do what I said. You are also, the owner of the slave is also God's slave. So everybody rests on Shabbat. Everybody rests on Shemitah. And everybody goes free on Shemitah. And it says, when the slave goes for free, chinam ma'u, what does it mean to go free? He does not have to buy himself back. Automatically he goes free on Shemitah. Omnam zesod. This is a secret. And this is what we learn. Katuv. Zacharnu et hadaga asher nochal b'mitzrayim chinam. We remember the fish in which we ate in Egypt for free. Hainu chinam. When they say chinam, means belo bracha, without a blessing. Shelo haya alenu b'mitzrayim al shelemala, that conduct of above that we didn't relate to in Mitzrayim. They were slave to somebody else. Come and see. Avadim, slaves, pturim mi'ol malchut shelemala. A slave is patur, exempt from accepting upon himself the burden of above. Why? Because he's a slave to a master here. Ve'al ken, and because of that, pturim min ha-mitzvot. They're exempt from the mitzvot. Ma'u ol malchut shamayim. What is that? Ol malchut shamayim. What does it mean? Hainu, ki oto shor, like an ox, shenotnim alav tchila. At the beginning you put burden on it. Al kedei lo hotzi mimenu tov la'olam. You have to plow the field, so you have to put burden on it so you can plow the field, so we can plant. And if that ox does not accept upon itself, he's bucking, he doesn't want to get the yoke on it, no good will come out of it. It's a big lesson. So are humans. They need to accept upon themselves malchut shamayim tchila. You have to, and that's what we said on Thursday, you have to recognize that God is the king. Your starting point is that there is a God in the world and he controls and dictates everything that needs to happen. And only that you could do avodat Hashem. Avodat Hashem means mitzvot and so on and so forth. If you do the mitzvot without all malchut shamayim, it's like trying to plow a field without connecting the ox to the plow. It's not going to happen. ואחר כך יעבוד בו, ואם אינו מקבל עול תחילה, אינו יכול לעבוד, he can't do עבודת השם. וזהו שכתוב, עבדו את השם ביראה. You have to see, not only with awe, you have to see that Hashem is the melech. That's why you need to teach Torah to a person who is Baal Midot, Yerei Shamayim. Why is he Yerei Shamayim? He accepted upon himself the burden, the yoke, the fact that God is a melech. After that, I can teach him, because I will not be able to teach him if he doesn't understand that there is God there. And why is he doing that? So if you have a person, who is he's not Yerei Shamayim, teaching him could actually cause damage. Imagine you putting a loose ox in a field. It's going to destroy it. So you want to learn? Fix your ways. Kabel al malchut shamayim. Now, this is what we say every day. Hashem melech, Hashem malach, Hashem imloch le'olam va'ed. We're making a statement out in the open. I accept upon myself malchut shamayim. People take this opportunity to sing. They say, Monai melech. Oh, that's a song. It's not a song. It's a statement that they should tremble you all the way to your DNA. When you accept upon yourself malchut shamayim, when you say Hashem melech, Hashem malach, say God is the king. He was the king. He will be the king. In other words, I am accepting upon myself all malchut shamayim. There's no avodah without yirah. There's no avodah without emunah. A part of your emunah is accepting upon yourself that God is the king. That is your starting point. If I will have to come in and prove to you that there is God in Shamayim, you could disprove me. We have to start somewhere. We have to straight up the line. So I'll be wasting time. Do you believe there is a God, or you don't believe there is a God? You don't believe? Okay, there's nothing wrong. What do you want? What can I do? You're willing to accept upon yourself all malchut shamayim means there's a certain minimum you have to do. That's why keeping Shabbat is so important. I'm accepting upon myself that God told me not to work. I understand, I don't understand. That's not the problem. We have a tendency to feel that we deserve to understand. Why do you deserve to understand? You only deserve what you worked for. You didn't work for it, you don't deserve it. That's Shabbat, that's why it's so important. So Shabbat, Shemitah, when we let the slave go free, we are saying also, I'm a slave of Hashem as much as he's a slave of Hashem. We're all equal. And his God is my God. And that's the only God. And he's the king. And he told me to set them free. I'll set them free. He told me to give a loan to my brother on the 6th year, because even though the 7th year comes, I need to do so. Why? Because who gave me the money? God. That's why Emunah and Kabbalat Ol Malchut Shamayim is the basic, the bottom line of Avodat Hashem. So if you see someone who does the mitzvot, but does not have Yir'ah, or Emunah, or does not receive upon himself Malchut Shamayim, that treats people different, I have great doubts if he's a religious person. Because if you believe that Torah was given to me as much as it was given to you or to you, if you believe in that, that's good. If you believe that my Torah is better than your Torah, there's something wrong with that. You didn't accept God as your king. So רבותיי, יהי רצון שנקבל על עצמנו עול מלכות שמיים, ליראה ולאהבה את שמו. And because Hashem is the Melech, and because Hashem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, is our king, we have to love כל אחד ואחד מישראל כגופו. We have to love all the Jews as you love yourself. Amen.